Hello guys, Dama2 here. I am planning on making a series here where we will revisit some of the tank building techniques that I have discussed in a previous series. I've been meaning to redo this series for quite some time now. I just wanted the game to finish development before I started touching on any of these topics again. So this first episode, I'm just going to show you guys how to set up a kind of a tank steering AI. Then after that we'll try to build upon some more advanced things like making a self-propelled gun. And after that we'll probably do an actual tank itself. And I think at one point I might try touching on doing how to do a hover tank. The self-propelled gun, I plan on that being kind of like just a tank destroyer. I might even show you guys how to do like some kind of really cool looking artillery piece, like some of the stuff me and Heitzmeister have done. So anyway, let's get started on this. So when doing a tank, I usually prefer to have the entire bottom of it made out of heavy armor. There are two good reasons for this. Firstly, it keeps the center of mass for the tank very low. And secondly, Crams and Ashes of the Empire have a very nasty habit of blowing out the bottom of a tank, unless it's the bottom of it is made almost completely out of heavy armor. So usually these don't cost too much. I mean, that's 6.6k materials. That's not too bad considering. Okay, so now we're going to go in and add some wheels. I'm not going to go into all the different wheel types and everything. I'm just going to show you guys how to make a really basic tank here. So let's go ahead and add the wheels. Usually I like to go with like a second row of wheels. You probably don't need to do that here nowadays because there is a wider wheel, but yeah, it's actually right here. But we're not going to worry about that crap for now, at least. Okay, so now we have wheels. So we need to go in here and look at the settings. We need to make sure that we have it set up for tank wheel preset. We right click on that to get this here, and then we click on drive control. And if we want this thing to make a left turn, we need to have this one here red and this one here green, and that's going to be set up for it making left turns. Then we're going to spread to touching components. Then we're going to go back here into drive response, and we are going to have it spread to neighbors. And then we're going to essentially do the same thing here on the right side. So we'll go into this menu again. We'll right click on the tank wheel preset. Then we'll go under drive control once again. We will set this one to red and this one to green. So now we got the tracks for this setup correctly, but we need to have some kind of source of power here. And I think just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to plop down a like a battery, and we're going to give it an engine, of course, and a couple RTGs just for some basic power. Okay, so now we're going to just drop down a chair on here and a complex controller. These aren't necessarily needed. I'm grabbing it to show you guys something real quick. So the tank's just going to plop down like that, and let's bring the UI back up. So if I go this way, if I start pushing on the left button, the tank goes to the left. Now I let go and it stops, and if I start pushing on this one, the tank's going to start turning to the right. Simple, right? And that's why we have these presets set up like they need to be. But I think I forgot to spread to neighbors, so we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah, we did. Okay, no big deal. Alright. Now it should be a bit more responsive. Yes, just right. Okay. So now that we've established that that's working correctly, we can go ahead and pull that and that off of here. Now we're going to need 2 ACBs. I used to do this in like a 4 ACB configuration, but now it can be done in 2. So first we need to go under yaw command, and if yaw command is left, and then we go to target in action, then we go over to, I always have a hard time finding that complex control thing. Here we go. We're going to set this to activate, and then we're going to have this set for control key left. And then we're going to copy these settings, and we're going to paste them into this here. Except now we need to reverse it, where we have this set to right. Then we go under here, we set this one to right as well. So now when the tank or the AI tells the tank to go left or right, these ACBs will basically translate that down to the wheels from the AI that it needs to turn left and right. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the actual AI setup for the tank. I already got an AI placed down here. I haven't done anything to it yet. So we're going to go in here and we're going to grab one of these cards. We want the frontal hovercraft AI. And we're going to plop that guy right in here. Then we're going to go into these settings. We don't need this, and we don't need this. Combat distance, yeah, we can make that substantially lower. Combat altitude, we're not even going to worry about that. And yeah, ignore altitude. And then we're going to go under maneuver. Just checking this over. Okay. Yeah, lock distance, 1500 meters. We'll lower this to like 15 degrees. And let's see here, we want to set this for land use. Yeah, avoid all vehicles, that's fine. Alright, we're good there. So now let's just mount a very, very basic weapon system. Just to show you guys how this is going to work. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab the local weapons controller. Just going to pop it down right there. And we're going to go into simple weapons and Since this is for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to plop this guy right down here. I'm going to put a wireless right there. And we need some basic detection, so let's do this. Again, this is for demonstration purposes, just to show you how this works. So we're going to plop that on there. And we're going to grab a laser range finder, put that up there. And we're going to put a gimbal tracker right there. And let's see here, we need more processing power, so let's go ahead and grab some of these. Bam. Okay, one more ought to do it. There we go. Alright, so also just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to just put some ammunition on this thing. This isn't like any type of permanent setup or anything. Like I said, demonstration only. Okay, so we're going to put some materials in this. I think we're good to go on that. Okay, so now we're going to, that's a prototype that I was working on earlier, ignore that. We're going to put God mode on for this thing, and for that one as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull this guy out of play here real quick while we're doing this. Okay, now I want to bring in, let's try a Taipan. Yeah. That should work. I'm going to pause it. And oh, I guess I forgot to spawn it in. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this crap. Okay, so we want a Taipan. Spawn now. There we go. As you can see, it is maintaining a distance of about 500 meters, and it is keeping the front facing towards the enemy. Now, the reason why this is important on tanks is because tanks in real life, they have the majority of their armor on the front of the vehicle. That's why a lot of times you hear about tanks getting shot in the side or the rear because the armor is much thinner than just shooting it head on. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it, getting this steering system set up. Pretty simple. So next time I'm going to show you guys how to make a self-propelled gun. The first of which is going to be like a, probably like a tank destroyer setup, so it won't be anything turreted. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been Dama.82 with the first part of my tank tutorial series. Y'all have yourselves a hell of a day, and keep your hammer high. Later.